Hi guys, welcome back to the 12 Days of Foundation. We are on day number 9 today, and I have another classic foundation that I really haven't played around with much, so that's exactly what we're going to do today. It is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation, and I I guess, discovered the Naked Skin Concealer earlier this year, and I have been obsessed with it, so I'm really curious to try the foundation, especially now that my skin type has kind of changed a little bit. I did review the All Nighter a while back, and I think my shade was a little bit off on that one. I think I went with an 8 and an oxidized. So today I have 7 and 7.5. And as well, what other points did I have to make? As always, timestamps down below if you'd like to skip ahead. If you missed the first 8 days, then they will also be linked down below along with other oily skin content. But let's go ahead and get started. So this foundation is by no means new to the market, but it is new to me. It retails for $40 American, $49 Canadian. You're getting a full fluid ounce in here, and there are 26 shades in the range. And the range, although it's not like a 45 shade range, it looks like a really true range. From what I can tell, it goes from very, very fair to very, very deep, which I appreciate, because if you're not gonna have like a ton of shades in the range, well, 26 is still good. I just need it to be an actual range, you know what I mean, in my kind of preference for a foundation. This foundation, surprisingly, on the Sephora website claims to be matte and demi matte, but it also talks about illumination and brightening, adding hydration to the skin. Here on the actual bottle it says a weightless ultra definition liquid makeup, paraben free and light diffusing. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the shade 7 today. I'm also going to use their concealer. I really like that. I would compare the concealer similar to like a NARS creamy concealer, in the sense that it's creamy, it has a great coverage, but it still lasts really nicely on oily skin. It's not too oily or too kind of like, it doesn't bunch up a bunch on the skin, and it's the kind of concealer that I'll use when I want good coverage but a more of a natural finish than something like the Tarte Shape Tape or the Too Faced Multi-Use. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you in a little bit closer, and we will put this on my face. So this is quite a liquidy foundation. And I think 7 looks like it's going to be a pretty good match. On the Sephora website it says it's recommended for normal and combination skin, and it says it has a a matte finish with medium coverage, but then it also describes itself as demi matte as well, like I said. I feel like this foundation was quite popular, and then it wasn't. I never hear many people talking about it anymore, but it's hard because there's always new foundations coming out. So who knows? It's hard to tell sometimes. Let me know if you have tried this. Do you like it? What type of skin do you have? I've really been loving, just speaking about Urban Decay, I've been loving all of their eyeshadow palettes lately. The Born to Run and the Elements palette are just both so pleasing to me. They both really like made me want to play with color. I thought they were great quality. If I did choose one, I would choose Born to Run because it has more mattes, but they're both just great palettes. And you know how much I've been loving the All Nighter setting spray too. This year has been me just like finally trying out all the things that everybody raves about. So I'm just building it up here on my cheeks now. I feel like it does have a medium. I don't think you could really get this full coverage. You wouldn't want to build it up more than this, but it does look super natural on the skin. Definitely more demi matte than matte in my opinion. It might set down a little bit, but I wouldn't consider this like a true matte foundation. So I wouldn't say that this shade match is perfect for me. When I put both this 7 and 7.5 on my face, 7.5 was quite a bit more orange and really, really warm. So I think I could wear that one, but I think 7 is a better one because that way I can just kind of bronze out my face, and I think that will be a better match overall. It's always kind of easier to warm up a foundation than take down something that's a little bit more orange. So I think it looks really good, a really beautiful natural coverage and natural finish. That being said, it doesn't have a ton of tackiness left on the skin, even though it does have a natural finish. I'm still gonna set it, of course, but it does look very, very natural on the skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some flash photos, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back with my makeup. Everything I'm wearing is listed down below, and I also filmed a little tutorial with a few newer items from The Balm, so that will also be linked down below. But I took some photos before I put this full face of makeup on, and I thought things looked really good here in my studio lights. Like I said, it has quite a natural finish. As to be expected though, in flash photo, definitely a little bit of flashback, and that could be partially due to the foundation itself, but it definitely a big factor here is the shade match. It's a little dusty looking on my skin. It just needs a smidge more warmth in there, so that is definitely something to keep in mind. If you had a better shade match, then it may perform better for you in flash photo. So I'm gonna go ahead about my day. I'm actually waiting on a grocery order. It's Saturday. I'm chilling today with this full face of makeup on, but I'll see you guys around lunchtime in some natural light. Coming to you with my mid-afternoon check-in a little bit later than I had intended. I was just asleep right here on this pillow that's textured and probably gonna give me wrinkles. I feel like it left like pillow marks on my face here. But yeah, definitely a little bit oily, a little bit greasy down the center of my face because I was so warm. I'm here wearing like a hoodie. I was covered in a blanket. Remember yesterday when I was like, I slept till 8. Oh my god, I got a normal amount of sleep. Yeah, back to not sleeping again in the morning. But anyways, other than that, I think things look okay. The shade match of this is just really not great, which makes it not look as good. Just like I said in the intro of this video, it's a little bit dusty looking. It's not as like warm, and the 7.5 was just too warm. Maybe if I had mixed them together, but I don't necessarily like to mix in reviews because I would like you to see it either way, too light or too dark. Then you can decide on like from there what shade match would work for you, because if I mix them together, then I feel like that's not really helpful for you unless you want to go out and like mix two foundations together, which is like expensive and unnecessary in my opinion. So that's my reasoning there, but I will check back with you in a few hours. Hey guys, I'm back. I've had the foundation on for quite some time now. It's just taken me a long time to get the motivation to set up all of my lights to come back here and do my final check-in. Had the foundation on for about 10 or 11 hours now, so quite some time. I'm not feeling very well today. I don't know if it's the weather or I went to the gym for the first time yesterday in like 3 months, but either way I spent a lot of time today with my head on a pillow, and I think that things look really good. I am perplexed how people review foundations who have like normal skin types, who like your foundation doesn't like move around or something. I'm like, what do they even talk about? Because I'm like, my foundation is still on my face. Like it still looks good. It's worn down a little bit. Like I feel like I've definitely lost some of the coverage that was there. A little bit shiny, but if it wasn't for like me wanting to just do my nighttime skincare and call it a night, I could definitely feel comfortable wearing this for a few more hours. It doesn't feel heavy on my skin. It feels really light. What I will say is my perception of this foundation was that it was going to be something very dewy, something very light, something that people with dry skin would like, but in reality, when you look at the claims and when I kind of wear it today, I think it's pretty clear that it is something that is better for normal to combo skin. If you have dry skin, I don't know that it will have enough moisture, and as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, it is recommended for those with normal to combo, and that's kind of interesting because on the Sephora website, most foundations are like good for sensitive, dry, combo, normal, oily, and say they're good for everybody, but this one specifically calls out the fact that it's for normal to combination. That could be because it came out a few years back before everybody was claiming that every foundation is good for every skin type, but I'm not totally sure. But if you're looking for something that's medium coverage, that has a good wear time, that's quite light feeling on the skin, but gives you a nice buildable medium coverage, I think this is a good one. If you have a really oily skin type, I would probably go with the all-nighter. I didn't have an amazing experience with that the first time I tried it, but again, that was kind of a shade match issue. I'm happy with this shade match, although I did say it is a little bit dusty. It could be a little bit better, but it's by no means like a horrific shade match. So I think that it looks good. In future, I may mix the 7.5. Is there a 7.25 or am I making that up? I feel like they came out with some shade extensions, but I'm not sure where they fit in the range. Either way, I do enjoy this one. So let me know down below if you have tried this or if you've tried the concealer. I definitely recommend the concealer. I really, really love that. And stay tuned for tomorrow, day 10 of the 12 days of foundation. And if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!